Hmm. Peace, peace, peace. Halito, Grand Rising family. This is Chief Kalanago with a quick video. Let me just make
Peace,
sure.
peace,
All right.
peace.
Audio.
Halito, Grand Rising family. This is Chief Kalanago with a quick video.
Audio is good. All right, cool. I'm gonna pause that. I'm gonna just give you guys some time to tune into this live feed. All right. We got a lot of research to do. We're gonna go in. All right. So hopefully everything is good. Let me just make sure, like I said, give some people some time to tune into this. All right. Give some people some time to tune in. We're about to do some digging because you see, a lot of times, we as a people, we just sit back and just take everything that they give us. We don't question anything. And that's one of the reasons why we are in the situation that we're in today. But even before I get into that, I just want to take the time out to give thanks to the Great Spirit, give thanks to my ancestors for just, giving me the ability to have the mental fortitude to do what I'm doing because it takes a lot. It demands a lot of energy, it demands a lot of time, a lot of research, and a lot of dedication. You know what I mean? But my goal is to bring out the truth, all right, and just give you the information that you could start questioning things. You feel me? And this is not personal. All right, I have nothing personal against this chief of the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma, but I do have some questions because it's my belief, and that's my belief, that a lot of these so-called natives, they know that they are not the original people of the Americas. They know that because there's substantial evidence, okay, research documents that prove that. I mean, without a doubt, okay. But these people continue to perpetuate the lie. They continue to live the lie. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, you guys had a great run. Okay, you had a great run. Don't you think in 2019, don't you think it's time to at least start speaking the truth? Are you gonna continue to live the lie? I mean, our ancestors are not gonna forgive you for this. They're not. And I personally, I'm not gonna forgive you for this. I mean, whether people want to forgive and forget, I'm not going to because this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So, like I tell people, let us start looking into the background of these people because they met us here and they want to take us and put us in Africa. But yet, still, they want to claim that they were the ones here. And when I start digging into their family tree and their history, it proves otherwise. So, what we are going to do right now, like I said, we're going to go into some deep research into this supposed, all right, Oklahoma chief, and I do hope they get to see this video because I have some questions. We all should have questions because these people are reaping the benefits of our land. Okay, that's what they are doing, and I think it's unfair because if they are foreigners and they get to claim Indians, how is that the original Indians are put in a category of being black, African American, Negroes, niggers, all these different names, except for who we truly are? Granted that, yes, we are not Indians, I get that, because we were labeled Indians, but let fear be fear, right? We were the first people they called the Indians when they came here, all right? So let us dig into this Bill John Baker. And I'm going to share my screen because once again, let us not just sit back and take everything that's dished out to us. We have to question everything. We have to question everyone. Okay? That's what we have to do. And I know a couple of sisters ordered my book. Please, I thank you for being so, patient. Because I haven't ordered any new books, but I am doing that within, like I told you before, within the next week and a half, because I'm doing a lot of traveling. So I haven't had time to myself to put in those orders, but I got you. I'm gonna make sure you get your copies. All right. And that goes out to the twin sisters. I give thanks. All right. Peace and love to each and every one of y'all. So let me share my screen, and we're gonna do, guys, do me a favor, all right? I would like for you to cross-reference the information. Don't take my word for it, okay? Do your own due diligence, because that's how you're going to able to put, that's how we are going to able to put in our claim and discredit these people for claiming to be the original people. Well, you know what? Let me digress. They never claimed to be the original people. They just claimed to be natives, because every time I speak about being an Aboriginal, they could never refute that. They could never rebuttal that. However, they hold on to the narrative that they are native. And yes, they may be native, because anybody could be a native. It just means that you are born of the land. So it's very technical with the wordplay. So how do we get into all this and bring it to light and let it make sense is to go into their backgrounds, okay? Because they have distorted our story, created his story, and put us on a whole nother continent. All right? So if they could do that to us, well, let us start digging into theirs. All right? That's what we got to do. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get into this build. All right? Let's get into this build. Let's get into this build. I'm going to share my screen. And guys, I would like for you to work with me. Let me know if you could, you could see my screen, because the last time they kind of prevented me from sharing my screen. So I would like to know if you guys could see my screen. Let me just go to YouTube real quick. I want to make sure I'm able to see what you guys are seeing. So give me one quick second here, please. Because this is ridiculous, man. You know, something has to be done. All right, the truth has to come out. I mean, we cannot just allow ourselves to sit back and just let these people take advantage of us like that. No, we you know, this is it has to stop somewhere. Okay, it has to stop somewhere, and I'm gonna play my part to tell the truth. All right, now, okay, good, beautiful. So you guys are able to see what I'm seeing. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, please. Come on, man. All righty. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Okay, good. So you guys could see the screen. So this, let us read on Bill Baker. Now, do me a favor. Get your pen and your pad, because we're going to take a lot of information. We're going to trace his lineage. Okay, we're going to trace his lineage. So I would like you guys to, again, follow along with me and do your own due diligence. All right, let us look at this together, because it gets a little puzzling when it get around the late 1700s into the early 1800s. It starts to get a little bit, you know, confusing, because there was some type of mix in, and that's what we have to figure out. But I got you, Mr. Bill John Baker. We're going to expose you today, all right? Because this is ridiculous. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about it. So maybe I'm the first, I don't know. But anyway, Bill John Baker, and this is from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Now, if the information is on Wikipedia, you know there's some more jewels buried in some other books that we need to find, okay? Bill John Baker, born February 9th, 1952, is the current principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. First elected in October of 2011, Baker defeated three-term incumbent Chief Chad Contassel Smith. Prior to his election as chief, Baker served 12 years on the Cherokee Tribal Council. In 1999, Baker unsuccessfully ran for deputy chief of the Cherokee Nation. So this is the first thing that we are going to do. Again, please, if you don't mind, I would like you to start where I'm starting, get a pen and a pad, and let's do this. So let us put Bill John Baker at the top of our page. Okay, please, I would like you guys to do this with me, because it gets a little confusing, and I may need y'all to help me clarify some things or put some things in perspective. Okay, so he's the current chief of the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. He was born in 1952. All right, now let us continue. Background. We're looking at his background. Bill John Baker was born in Cherokee County, Oklahoma, where his family has been for generations. Okay, for generations. Now, a generation is equivalent to 1 year. So 2 generations is equivalent to 200 years. Now, we are in 2019. We are in 2019. So let us just give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's just say 200 years. Again, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. 200 years. So we're going to take 200. We're going to take 200, and we're going to minus that from 2019. So we have 9, we have 1, we have 8, and that brings us to 1819. Okay, so that's a possibility. Okay, once again, I want to be fair. All right, that's a possibility that they were or seemed to have been in Oklahoma, all right, Cherokee County, for where his family has been there for generations. Okay, for generations. Now, if we want to be extremely generous, let's just give him benefit of the doubt another 100 years, which is another generation. All right, so let's just take away another 100 from 1819. We got 1, and we got 1719. So you know what? That still may be a possibility. Now, if we were to, and that's 3 generations. Now, if we were to go to 4 generations and take away another 100 from 1719, we have 1619. All right, 1619 is when the so-called African slaves started to come into Virginia. 1619. So, is it possible that this gentleman, Bill John Baker family, were here in 1619? I doubt that. I doubt that. Okay, I highly doubt it. But I'm still going to be generous. Let's just say they were still here in 1619. If we were to go 5 more generations and give him another 100 years, and we took away 100 from 1619. Now, guys, we're dealing with numbers here. So please, numbers don't lie. Stay focused. That's why I want you guys to do this with me. Stay focused. So we have 1, we have 9, 1, 15, and we have 1519. Definitely, they were not here in 1519. Okay? And I'm going to prove that to you guys today. This is what we're going to do, because numbers don't lie. Now, background. Bill John Baker was born in Cherokee County, Oklahoma, where his family has been for generations. Now, we are being generous. We say 200 years. We wanted to be a little more generous. We said 300 years, which brought us to 1719. We wanted to be even more generous, and we gave them another 100 years, which are 1619. Now, giving them 5 generations, I think is stretching it a bit much, which is going to bring it to 1519. I highly doubt that, but let's just keep that open. Okay? Now, of mixed ethnicity, here's the key. Mixed of ethnicity. What other ethnicity are they talking about? Anyway, let us continue to read. Like many Cherokee citizens, he is what? 132, which is 3.1% Cherokee by blood. Now, brothers and sisters, let us look at this here and put this into perspective. This man is only 132 Cherokee by blood. 132. Now, has anyone asked the question, if you're 132 Cherokee, that means out of 32, a whole, you are only 1 Cherokee blood by blood quantum. Now, is anybody asking this logical question? What is the other 32? What is the other 32? What other ethnicity is most dominant in your genes? Nobody's asking these questions, but yet still, the original aboriginals of this land, they sit around and have these people tell us we are from Africa, and we accept that BS. And that's why these natives, okay, they are coming at y'all with so much anger and so much hatred and so much animosity, because you don't question anything. Okay, you don't do the numbers, you don't do the math. But guess what? Chief Kalanago is going to break it down here today. Okay? I'm going to break it down. And like I said before, let the numbers speak for itself. This is not my personal opinion. When it's my opinion, I will let you know. But I'm dealing with the facts because it's on Wikipedia. And if it wasn't so, he would have rebutted that. Okay? So it is safe to assume that this gentleman agrees with what's on here. He's only 132 Cherokee by blood. So you're trying to tell me, even if you Negroes were from Africa, you did come here and mix with the Indians, you're trying to tell me you don't have at least two, you don't even have at least 2 out of 32? You don't even have 1 out of 32? Come on, family. Are you guys really using your head? Are you really using your mind to think what has happened to us? So the dude is only 3.1% Cherokee by blood. Now, 3% from 100, if you minus 3% from 100, what do you get? You get 97%. Okay? But he's 3.1. Let's not forget the 0.1 because the 0.1 could make such a big difference. Okay? So if we were to take away 3.1 from 100, we would come up with something like 96.9.9. Okay? So what is he? The other 96.9%. What are you? Bill John Baker, the chief of the Oklahoma Cherokee Nation. What is the other 96%? Well, we're about to expose that today. Okay? Now, we're not going to go into his career. We have enough of that. We know that he's only 1 out of 32, which is equivalent to 3.1%, okay, of Cherokee blood. Now, we all know that these DNA sites, especially the commercial ones, okay, we know that they're full of crap anyway. Because anytime we do their DNA test, they put us in Africa. But yet still, they always give you a percentage of Native American that you are. And normally it's about 2 point something, 3 point something. So even if you were to do 23andMe, which I'm not suggesting because it's all for commercial purposes, it is not real. Okay? Or Ancestry. But even if you were to do those DNA tests, they still give you around the same percentile or percentage of Native American or American Indian, just like John. So how come he get to be Indian, but you get to be African? We're going to break this down today. So let us go look into this gentleman's parents. Who was his parents? Let us take a look at this. Okay. Now, so they did a little comparison over here when they were questioning this woman, Warren, because this woman that wanted to run for president, she claimed to be Cherokee. So they did a little comparison. So that's how I found out who John's parents were. So, because like I said, I've been doing research on this for hours. Okay. So Elizabeth Warren's ancestry part 1, because they're comparing her now to this man, to disclaim that she's saying that she's also Native American. All right. So I went to this site, and what I'll do is after the video, I'm going to put all that in the link so that you'll be able to cross-reference it as well. All right. Now, Tuesday, May 22nd, 2012, Elizabeth Warren's ancestry part 1. And they're going into the details why she says she is Cherokee. Now they're comparing hers to Bill. Okay, that's how I found out who his parents are. So here we are, right here. The part that's being highlighted in blue, this is exactly where I'm starting. Okay, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Bill John Baker, a Cherokee through his father's line of Dubois family. So they say that he is Cherokee through his father's line. Now, brothers and sisters, pay attention, please. Pay attention, because after a while, it gets a little cloudy. But if we follow along, I think we are going to be just fine. Okay? A Cherokee through his father's line. So definitely it's not from his mother's line. It's from his father's line. That's what they said. He's a Cherokee. Okay? From his father's line. He's the child of Tim Baker and Isabel Louise Keith. So if you guys are taking notes, please, let's put that down. We're going to put Bill John Baker from the very top, and then we're going to put his parents. We're going to do his mother. First, we're going to do his father. His father is Tim Baker. And then his mother, make sure you leave some space just in case we have to write some more information. All right? So you'll be able to follow along. And his mother is Isabel. Is Isabel Louise Keith. Okay? So we have both his parents. He was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma on February 9th, 1952. As most people who know anything about Cherokee know, Tahlequah is the capital of the Cherokee Nation. So that's fine. Now, how did I find out their parents? And that's what I did. I went down a little further, okay? And the parents. Now we have Pauline Louise Reed, the mother of, no, that's Warren. Let us go into Tim Baker. Tim, this is where I'm reading right here because we're going to stay focused on Tim Baker, okay? On Tim Baker. That's where we stay in focus at. Tim Baker, the father of Chief Baker, was the child of Lloyd Baker and Ordy Dubois. Okay? Now, here's that. They say that he was Cherokee from his father's side. And that was the Dubois. Now, I'm reading that Ordy, which is his mother, is the Dubois. So something is a little fishy here. But anyway, let us get into that. All right. So Tim Baker, the father, Chief Baker, was the child of Lloyd Baker. So Tim is his father and his father's father. Stay with me, guys. Father's father. His father's father was Lloyd Baker, which is his grandfather. So I'm going to put GF for here, grandfather, and his grandfather's wife was Ordy Dubois. Okay, that was his grandmother. Okay, so this is what I did. I went and did a search because I couldn't find any more information on Lloyd. So I went and did a search on Lloyd. I did a search on Lloyd here, okay? I hope you guys are following me right here. So now we're looking at Lloyd. We're still dealing with his father's lineage yet. We're not touching his mom's yet, okay? We're not touching his mom's, which is Isabella. We're still dealing with the father. So we went to Lloyd. Lloyd was born, the father Lloyd, so Lloyd is the grandfather. So the grandfather Lloyd, GF, I'm taking notes myself, Lloyd, grandfather Lloyd, Wesley Baker. He was born in 1901. 1901 in Arkansas. Okay? He was born in 1901 in Arkansas. However, he was buried in the Cherokee County. In Cherokee County. Okay? Now, we're still gonna stay with the father, okay, just his father's side, because they say on his father's side, that's how he was a Cherokee. Let us prove this. Now, his parents, who was his parents? His grandfather's parents was, so his grandfather, which is Lloyd parents was Isaac Wesley Baker. And his wife was Mary. And his wife was Mary Vanna Z. Johnson Baker. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to his, so that is now, so Isaac is his great grandfather. So we're going to put GGF for great grandfather. Let us click on that. He was born in 18. He was born in 1860. So, you know, so far we're looking at the generations. Okay, like I said, we gave them 2 generations. So that's 3 generations already down to 2 generations is 1819. So we're still 2 generations deep. Let us go look at Isaac Baker. Follow along with me here, guys. Let us look at Isaac Baker. Isaac was born in 1620. Now, Isaac, what I did was I really couldn't find anything more for Isaac, right? So what I did was I actually went to Google and I took the name Isaac Leslie Baker. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did because they only show his spouse, okay? They're not showing his parents. So let us go to Google and put in Isaac Wesley Baker and see what we find. Now, guys, this could get a little tedious. You know, some of you may find it boring, but it's the only way to, again, to disprove these people's stories. Okay? Disprove their stories and find your place in their story because they're telling lies. So we have Isaac Wesley Baker. Let's click on that. That takes us back here. So that's not going to take us where we got to go because, like I said, that was a dead end. Let me come down some more. Isaac Wesley Baker. We gotta, all right, 1859, 1843. All right, give me a second here, guys, because like I said, it gets a little confusing. So, Isaac Wesley Baker, born 60, parents, Esaias Calvin Baker. I'm gonna find it. Esaias, okay, there we go. So when I clicked on that, I know it's somewhere. All right, Sergeant Baker. Give me a second. He's the oldest son. Okay, there we go. So right here, guys, right here. Okay, I'm gonna highlight that for you. Okay, I'm gonna highlight this for you. Come on, right here, so you could see where I just highlighted right here. Okay, so now the father of Isaac Wesley Baker, which is his great grandfather, GGF. His parents were Esaias Calvin and mother, which is his great grand. His mother was Mary Paulie Kester. All right. Now, when we look up, I looked up Esaias Calvin Baker. Let us look him up. Copy. Let us go back to Google. Let's open up another window. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay. This is important. Let us put in that name. Baker. Esaias Calvin Baker. All right. Here we go. Click on that. We're still in the 1800s. We're still in the 1800s. So we're still looking about 2.5 to 3 generations. Now that's on ancestry. Okay. Now, just so you know that this is the same individual, we're going to look at born in Tennessee to Jesse and whatever Baker. Esaias married Mary Kessler. All right. Just so you know, this is the same name. Okay. The same name. So he was born in 1860. in 1835. 1835. Now, let us look. He was born to Jesse Baker. Let us click on Jesse Baker. So Jesse Baker, now we're looking at his father's lineage. Jesse Baker. All right. Now, Jesse Baker, born in Kentucky, to Esaias Baker. All right. And Rhoda. Let us click on his father. His father was born in North Carolina in what? 1783. Now we go in that we still close. They were having children young. All right. That is still in 1783. To Zebulon, Zebediah Zebulon Baker. Let's click on that. Look, now that is his great-great-great-grandfather, Zebediah Zebulon, what? 1760, born where? In England. Okay? Born in Berkeley, Sussex, England in 1760. So like I told y'all before, I was being very generous when I gave them 4 generations. Okay? Now, can anybody dispute that? Can anybody dispute that? So we are talking about his 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 or 5 grandfathers. That's considered generations in their family, but not generations in 100 years. I hope y'all peep the game. Okay? So literally, this man, Zebediah Zebulon Baker, which is his great-great-great-great-grandfather, came here from England in 1670. In 1670. So that is the beginning of his lineage here in America from his father's side. So I want to know, where's the connection to the Cherokee just yet? I haven't seen anything just yet. Okay? I haven't seen anything just yet. Now, let us digress here for a second. When we go back and we look at Esaias Baker, which is his wife was Sarah. When we click on Sarah, let us see what we get from Sarah, just in case. Sarah was also born in England in 1763. So Zebediah and Sarah came from England together. They were married. Okay? They were married. So they came here from England. So I want to know in 1770, so I want to know in the 1600s, where were y'all at? Y'all was in England. So how the hell y'all ended up being Cherokee and American Indian? That's what I want to know. But you know what, Chief? Hey, let's not be biased here. There's always 2 sides to a story. So we have gone through the side on the father's side. Let us digress here for a second. All right? So now we have Polly Mary Kessner. Let us go back to Polly Mary Kessner. Let's see what we could find on her. Go back. Go back. So once again, I've just came to a dead end with his great-great-great-grandfather, showing you that he came from England in the 1700s. It wasn't even before the 1700s. It was like 1730, 1763. Okay? They came from England. All right. Now we're going to look at Mary Polly Kessner, which was his great-great-grandfather's wife. Let us click on her because we don't want to make no mistakes and be biased here for a second. So Mary Kessner was born in Kansas to Isaac and Union Everett. So let's look at Isaac, see where Isaac was from. William Isaac, he was born in Kansas. It doesn't give any background of him, but he was married to, Kessner was married to Union. Let us see where Union is from. Union, born in Tennessee, to parents Jeremiah Everett. Let's see where they're from. She was born in Virginia on April 17th, 71 to Simeon Everett. Let's see where Simeon is from. And Simeon was born in Virginia, and he was married to Elizabeth. They had 9 children, all right? So what you see, they were having a lot of children. Now, as you could see, they don't have any information going further back on where they're from. But at that time, I highly doubt in Virginia, when it was totally illegal for so-called black people and white people to get married, that he was married to an Indian. So it is safe to assume that his wife was also from, she was a foreigner, she was an immigrant, okay? She was an immigrant. Now, we're gonna look at the mother's side, Audrey Dubois. Now, we came to a full head-on collision with the father's side, showing that they're from England. Proof, it's right there, right in front of your face. Let me turn my page for a second, because like I said, I took some notes. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna look at, give me a second, right? Audrey. All right, cool. Let us look at her. Let us go back here for a second. Wesley. Bear with me here, guys, because like I said, it gets a little confusing. But if we just stay focused, we'll be able to figure this out. Okay? We will figure it out. Okay, so that was the spouse. Now we're going back to Lloyd Baker. Remember, Lloyd Baker was his grandfather. All right, so now we looked at his grandfather and we went all the way back and found out that the grandfather was from England. Okay, the grandfather was from England. Now let us look at the wife. Let us look into Audie Nazarene Dubois Baker, because they did say he was Cherokee from the Dubois side, but they said it was from his father's side. But now let's look into the mother. Okay, so now we're looking at the mother. I'm gonna turn my page and we're gonna go into Audie. Okay, the wife. So his grandfather's wife was Audie. So that's his, Audie or Audrey is his grandmother. That's the Dubois Baker. As you could see, Dubois is the maiden name and Baker is the grandfather's name. Okay, so that's his grandmother. So we're looking at Audie Nazarene Dubois Baker. So we trace one of his lineage straight from England. Now, it could have been one of two things. It could have been either a slave master, or he came here as a slave, as a servant, not as a slave, but servitude, okay, from England. Because remember, when they came from England, they were coming from England under the power of the Blackamoors. Before the Blackamoors, those so-called dark-skinned Britons, they lost power, okay? They had Caucasians, as these so-called white people, as slaves, all right? So they were escaping tyranny in London and Britain, and they came here to create a new world, to be free. So brothers and sisters, peep the narrative, okay? Stay with me here now. Stay with me. I don't want to lose you, okay? So now we are still focused on this chief, Bill John Baker, the chief of Oklahoma, who's only 3.1% Cherokee blood by Quamtum. Now we looked at his grandfather's side and he took us back to England. No ties to the Americas except for being native, because anybody could be a native. You see how they tricked y'all? Well, they tricked us. Okay? So they created the term native to mean born of the land. So anybody could be a native. You feel me? Now, let us look again at the grandmother, Audrey Dubois. Let us do some research on Audrey, okay? Audrey's parents. Now, what I came to find out was they only had Audrey with one parent, which was Nancy. So maybe they didn't know who the father was. But when I did some more digging, it showed that the mother was married. But then it seems like some other man adopted her. Like I said, it gets a little crazy. But let us get into this, okay? So now we have his grandmother, which is Audie or Audrey Nazarene Dubois Baker. That's his grandmother, okay? John Beale Baker. That's his grandmother. And her mother was Nancy Jane Walker Carey, okay? So that was her mother. Now, when we click on And it's connecting because you could see Team Baker was the child. So we are right on point with this, okay? We are right on point with this. Nancy, let us click on Nancy Jane Walker Carey. Nancy Jane Walker Carey. She was born in 1866, but she was in Oklahoma. But what they are doing now, they are not showing any information on her parents. They just show her spouse. Okay, so apparently she was married. She was married to Barney C. Carey. That's how she got the Carey. But Walker is the maiden name. What's ironic is that Barney C. Carey is not Audie Nazarene Dubois' father. He's not her father. However, Nancy is her mother. So in other words, Barney C. Carey was the stepfather of Audie Nazarene Dubois, because Dubois was her maiden name. So apparently she didn't grow up with her biological father. However, she may have been adopted by Barney C. Carey, which is the spouse of her mother, which was Nancy Jane Walker Carey. Okay, I hope you guys are with me. We're breaking this down. Okay, now seeing that there is no information on Nancy, what I did was I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to look up Nancy on Google. So I looked up, let's highlight Nancy. And that's how you do your research, brothers and sisters. That's how you do your research, even with you, when you're tracing your lineage, okay? You do your due diligence, because we are allowing these people to take us outside the context of who we are, and they are claiming who we are, and we are not questioning those things. You feel me? We are not. Let's open up another link. Okay, we're gonna go to Google. We're gonna go to Google, and we're gonna put in this young lady here, Nancy Jane Walker Carey. Okay, Nancy Jane Walker Carey. Let us click on that. Okay, so he's taking us back to where we were. It's okay, we're gonna find it. Nancy J. Carey Memorial Grave. I know I have it somewhere because okay, we have thoughts. Okay, so there we go. All right, so just so you know, all this is coherent. Here we go. As you could see, it says Nancy Jane Walker, the great grandfather of what? Chief Baker was the what? Oklahoma chief. So again, we assure you that everything is coherent. Let us click on that. Let us click on that, because I don't want nobody to think. All right. Okay, so that's taking us back to this jump off the first page that we just came from. Okay, so it's taking us back to the same page. As you could see, it's taking us back to a 360. So let us look at Nancy Jane Walker Carey, which was the grandparents. Nancy, let us go. The grandparents. All right. Honey Crawford. All right, her mother. All right, the grandparents. All right, now we're looking at the great grandparents. All right, Nancy Jane Walker. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Nancy Jane Walker, the great grandparents of Chief Baker, was the daughter of who? Ebenezer B. Walker and Sarah Smith. So now it took us right where back we started, when they were doing the comparison, okay, between that woman, okay, that woman who claimed to be Indian and she wants to run for president, and the current chief of the Oklahoma. So once again, you will see we are right on point with it. Okay, we are right on point in it. So we know now her parents, which was Jane Walker. Jane Walker parents was Ebenezer B. Walker, and mother was Sarah Harling. Okay, Sarah Harling. Now, brothers and sisters, this is where it gets really interesting, because this is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to highlight this name. this Sarah and so here we go. Nancy Walker, Eastern Cherokee. So he's nowadays starting to call them Cherokee. All right. I'm going to close that out and I'm just going to highlight the name and I'm going to look for that on Google. I'm going to do a Google search with this name right here. Walker, Command C, and let us go to Google again and let us do a search. I hope you guys are with me. Okay. Hope you guys are with me. Let us look at there we go. So we have, let us see if that, let us make sure that's the right individual because we have to make sure the names match. Okay, so let's click on the first one, 1731. Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Washington, Pennsylvania, son of William, okay, husband of Hannah. No, that's not him. So we have to make sure we find the right one. Okay, guys, we have to, like I said, we have to make sure we find the right one because we don't want to be biased. I just want to give y'all the facts. Okay, I just want to give y'all the facts. Let us click on the next one. Now we are looking on his grandmother's side. Now here we are, son of Chief Jack Walker and Nancy Hildeband, husband of Sarah Walker. There we go. All right, Sarah Walker. So that is the right one. So he was born, which we're talking about, Ebenezer was born in 1832. Now here's the thing. He was his immediate family, all right? He was the son of, now here comes a chief, Jack Walker. All of a sudden there's a chief. Nobody else was chief before that. But all of a sudden he's the son of a chief. Brothers and sisters, pay attention. Okay, so his grandmother, which is Audie or Audrey Nazarene, her mother was Nancy, and Nancy was married to Nancy was married to Barney C. Carey. Okay, but her father was Ebenezer B. Walker, and the mother was Sarah Harlan. Let us look at Ebenezer Walker. He was born in 1832, and he was the son of Chief Jack Walker. All right. And his mother was Nancy Hildebrand. Okay, Nancy Hildebrand. Now let's click on the father, Jack, because all of a sudden the father is a chief. So let us click on chief. Let's just go into chief and see what's up. Okay, let's click on chief. Now they have this big thing right here, this picture right here. I don't know what that's of, but it says he was born circa 1800. Birthplace was in Tennessee. All right, in Tennessee. His immediate family was what? He was the son of John Walker. So how come all of a sudden you are a chief, but your father wasn't a chief? Your father was a regular John, which was John Jr. But then you were a chief, which is he was the third. So let us click on his father. His father was John Walker Jr. Let us click on him. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. Now, this is John. So we're looking at, this is his grandmother. This is his great-grandfather. And we're looking at the great-great-grandfather, which is John Walker on his mother's side, right? He was born where? He was the second husband, Jack, 1773, birthplace Tennessee. Okay, he died in 1835, but he was the son of John Walker Sr. So we're looking at two other grandparents who were not chief. All of a sudden, one of them became a chief. That's very questionable. Let us look at John Walker Sr. Let us see information on him. John Walker Sr., okay, 1753. He was what? That was, birth date was 1753. He died in North Carolina. Immediate family was husband of Catherine. Now I have to look at John Sr. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Walker, born in Circa, birthplace Tennessee, son of John Walker Jr., place Tennessee, son of John Walker and Catherine Harlan Sr., John Walker Sr., birthplace Circa. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at John. Look at his birthplace right here, brothers and sisters. Right here. I don't want anybody to think I'm making this up. Let me blow this up for y'all to see. What's his birthplace? Birthplace was what? Ireland. Ireland. So he is Irish. Okay? He is Irish. He is Irish. Okay? The man is Irish. Can anybody see what I'm seeing? So far, we have no ties from his direct bloodline. I'm talking about Chief Bill John Baker. No direct bloodline tie to any American Indian. Can anybody see what I'm seeing? Because I don't want anybody to think I'm making this up. I don't want anybody to think I'm making it up. Can anybody see what I'm seeing? I'm showing you the facts. This is not my opinion. I'm showing you the connection from that to that, from point A to point B. Okay, that's right. Another $5 Indian. Okay, now check this out. Here's what's interesting. Immediate family, husband of Catherine Kai T. Walker Harlan. Okay, now let us click on this, Catherine Kai. Okay, he was born in Ireland. Catherine Kai. That's when the American Indian, the Cherokee, start kicking in. You know what? His great-great-grandfather on his mother's side married a Cherokee woman named Catherine Kai T. Walker Harlan Kingfisher. And the birth date was 1753. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Okay? Who is the daughter of a Slula Red Fox Kingfisher and Nancy Ward. Let us click on that. From the Deer clan, all of a sudden you start seeing there's some type of Indian being mentioned. Cherokee Nation, 1755. To Lawa near, that was in Georgia. An immediate family, husband of Nancy Ward. And he was the husband of Nancy Ward, all right? Woman of the beloved Cherokee. Let's click on that. Now they have this little emblem here, okay? It look a little melanin, I'm not sure. I don't want to be biased again, but when you guys start doing your own research, you could see, do your own due diligence. Now, Nancy Ward, one who goes about beloved woman of the Cherokee, Nancy Heath, the Gayu, beloved woman of the Cherokee, circa 1737, Cherokee Nation, Charter, okay, Charter City of Refuge, Tennessee, under the United States, circa, that's when she died. Birthplace was in Benton, Tennessee. So what I've come to realize is that this man, entire family, nowhere is from the Americas. However, they married into some type of Indian tribe or people who had affiliations with Indian tribes. And that's how they have affiliations with the Indians. I just showed it to you. Okay? So we have come to a dead end with that. And even when we look at, so the key was this woman. The key was this woman who was the beloved Nanny He Ward. Okay? the Cherokee beloved woman of the Cherokee, Nanyehi Ward. She was married to somebody, but let us go look her up on Google. Let us look her up on Google. All right, Google. So it seems like she may have been the one that was American Indian, and they married. She married a Ward. Okay. Let us do some reading on her. Let us do a little bit of reading on her. Okay. Let us do a little bit of reading. Let us do a little reading. Now you see the picture they have of her, right? All right. So they have Nanyehi Cherokee, one who goes about, known in English as Nancy Ward, was a beloved woman and political leader of the Cherokee. She advocated for peaceful coexistence with European Americans, and late in life spoke out for Cherokee retention of tribal lands. She's also credited with the introduction of what? Dairy products to the Cherokee economy. Isn't dairy killing all people right now? So once again, let us, like I said, man, reading is fundamental. It's fundamental. Okay? Life. Nanyehi was born in the Cherokee capital, Chota. Chota. What's Chota? Let's see that. Chota. Chota is a historic overhill Cherokee town site in Monroe County, Tennessee, in the southeastern United States, developing after nearby Tennessee from the late 1740s until 1788. Chota was the most important of the overhill towns, replacing Tennessee as the de facto capital of the Cherokee people. All right. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, this is deep. In what is today known as Monroe County, Tennessee, her mother, the sister of Atukalakula, was a member of the Wolf clan. Though her mother is often referred to as Tammy Doe, the name could be from a fictional story by E. Sterling King and has no other historical source, according to Nahee's descendant John Walker, Jack Hildebrand. Her father was 5 Killer, a member of the Delaware tribe. Okay. In her teens, Nanny married Sluha Cherokee Kingfisher, who, according to Emmett Starr, was a member of the Deer clan by age 17. Nanyehi and Sluha had 2 children, Catherine Ka T. Walker and life fellow Hiskanihi 5 Killer. Starr also writes that the Battle of Taliwa against the Creeks, Nancy lay behind a log and chewed Sluha's bullets so that the jagged edges would inflict more damage. When Sluha was killed, Nancy picked up her husband's rifle and led the Cherokee to victory. All right. So now the point I'm trying to make is this. All right. Let us go look at her mother. Her mother, the sister of Atukulawa. Let's see who that is. Atakulakula Cherokee, often called Little Carpenter by the English, was an influential Cherokee leader and the tribe's first beloved man, serving from 1761 to around 1775. His son was Dragon Canoe, a leader of the Chickamauga Cherokee. Atikulaakula was a man of remarkable small stature. He was noted for his maturity, wisdom, and graciousness. Atakulakula knew some English but was not fluent. However, he was considered the most gifted Cherokee orator from the 1760s to the 1770s. His first shows up on historic records in 1730 when he accompanied Alexander Comyn, a British treaty commissioner, and 6 other Cherokee to England, where he signed one of the first Cherokee treaties with Great Britain. Like I said, man, these people are all sellouts. So this dude could have been either a mulatto that was mixed, okay, or he could have been a purebred Indian who went and signed treaties with the the British. Okay, by the early 1750s, Atakulakula, renowned for his oratorical skills, had been appointed the principal speaker for the nation, for the Cherokee Nation. In 1750 to 1760s, Attackulackula dominated Cherokee diplomacy. Although he usually favored the British, he was a consummate diplomat, always hoping for a peaceful resolution to problems, but looking for the best interests of the Cherokees. And they have names, blah, 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 blah. So once again, I just wanted to show you and prove to you and show you the dead end, where this dude right now, Bill John Baker, whatever his name is, Bill John Baker, let us go back to where we first started. This gentleman right here, who is the current Cherokee chief, who has only 3.1% of Cherokee. And I don't even see that in his bloodline. It just shows that his family married into some American Indian tribe. Okay, not by blood, but by association. Because based on what I'm seeing, so Bill John Baker, you have to prove to me and to all the American Aborigines that are being mislabeled Black and African American and Negro, you're going to have to prove to us how you become an Indian. But yet still, when we claim who we are, it's a problem. Because I don't see no ties whatsoever by blood. By association, yes, because your family is from Ireland and England, and you married into the American Aborigine culture. So once again, it begs the question, if you're only 132, Cherokee, what is the other 3132? What is the other 96.9%? That is the question that I'm asking today. And I do hope y'all get to see this video, because it's about time that we put an end to the charade. Because the Bureau of Indian Affairs want to give us all these problems when we say we're Indian. They want us to bring all these documents, but yet still these people could be 132 Indian and become chief of Indian nations, getting casinos, getting 10, 20, 30, $50,000 a month, getting free healthcare, getting free education, going to college for free, while the original American Indians are here struggling, being arrested by police, being sent to jail. We are being abused, not being respected in our own land. And nobody is asking these questions. Nobody's asking these questions. Well, guess what? I'm asking them today. Okay? I'm asking them today. So right now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.